is not a card that only takes Planeswalkers. Duress is a card that's generically reasonable in Modern. And I would rather a card be able to take Planeswalkers rather than be able to take creatures out of the sideboard. Because I'm not boarding in discard spells against creature decks. I'm boarding in discard spells against decks that are full of non-creature spells, generally speaking. Seems like okay. Terminus in the opener kind of stinks, but Path plus Snapcaster Mage is good against a wide range of things. Put ourselves right to the frying pan here real quick. Start off with humans. If they lead on Thalia, I'll probably path them to start. Honestly, even if they Meddling Mage on 2, I'll probably path them. Yeah, let's not take 4 here. Feel bad if we draw exactly Terminus, but pretty low probability that that happens. I would like to work on preserving my health total. Yeah, generically, a metagame exists, but the number of matches you play in a given tournament to how many different decks you could potentially play against, that playing specific cards for a very narrow, specific subset of decks is asking to be sad. It's normal to get paired up in your first game against someone on their last game. Yeah, Magic Online basically doesn't do matchmaking at all. That would have been nice last turn. I'm going to do this now. Just pops in front of champion. It might not even pop in front of champion. I'm sure this one will draw Terminus here. A Flash Flood hit my LGS and running store last night. Not a good day so far. Thanks for all you do for the community and put these towards the SCG fund. Thank you, CVN. I appreciate it. Alright, well, we're at a spot where I feel like, even though we're playing kind of weird blue-white control here, that blue-white control makes it 2 against most aggressive decks in the format. We're going to draw a sweeper here or we're dead, chat. And it is worth noting that in a situation like this, because this is Terminus in our hand and not a 4-mana sweeper, this was a traditional 4-mana sweeper, we would just need to draw a land here. So like if this was Wrath of God, we'd be in this game, but because it's Terminus, we are not. Yeah. I have 1 Verdict. There's a Clique and a Restoration Angel. The way this deck is constructed is not particularly good against humans. In my mind, the easiest way to know that your blue deck is constructed poorly against humans in the current format is you look at your ins and outs post sideboard and you're like, oops, there's still a Condescend in my deck. I guess I'll swap this for Echoing Truth. I guess. This does look like a Justin deck. I agree. It is not a Justin deck. It is someone else submitted it. I'm blanking on the username. Civilized Scholar. Double path Wall of Omens is kind of hard to pass up against an aggressive deck. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this and hope to opt into a White Source. Yeah, I kind of agree with that assessment. Another MTG player. I feel like playing Echoing Truth in blue-white is exceptionally weird. Not only are we not a tempo deck, but like when you play an Echoing Truth in a deck, generally speaking, it's like an acknowledgement to there's going to be permanents our opponent can put into play that we can't deal with. But blue-white has plenty of cards that allow it access to answers to a variety of different things. Boot me up, baby. There's Disenchant, there's Detention Sphere. There's lots of different things. At a glance, looking at this deck list, it looks like someone shoved an awkward combo into a traditional blue-white control shell that already struggles to be too efficient. So, like, adding more top end to an archetype that already arguably has too much top end feels kind of medium. I could see Wall of Omens being an okay addition to blue-white control, but, like, Naru and Ghostly Flicker are just going to be, like, do-nothing cards a lot of the time. Yeah, we actually started today on Grishelbrand Average Bloom. Missed one more land drop here before we pack it in. Yeah, the Ancestral is really strange. The Pact of Negation I kind of understand because there's Tolaria West, but like, by the time you transmute for Ancestral Vision and then suspend Ancestral Vision, you've like paid 4 mana and waited 4 turns to get 3 cards, which is just like really not good enough. Yeah, 5-color Humans has way better mana than our 2-color control deck. Okie doke. Like I said, it was kind of a speculative 7, but it felt like we had copies of cards that were some of our most important in the deck, plus we didn't have any Terminuses in the opener, which is nice to have 4 of those stashed in your deck. So if we found white mana, we're probably going to be pretty reasonable. It's Justin's alt account. How many white sources are in this deck? We have 3, 7, 11. There's only 14 white in this deck. It's actually a pretty low number of white sources. Whoa. That's so sweet, I'm almost not salty it's an Urza's Tower. Promo Tron lands, baby. Do these exist in paper? These are pretty new, right? Basic Waste? Are they playing Bad Tron, chat? I'm so excited. I think they're playing Bad Tron. I think the people that are not playing for Terminus in their blue-white, and like, again, this specific version of blue-white control is a weird blue-white control deck with a combo kill shoved in it. In my opinion, playing, I don't know, I've played 3 or 4 dozen three or four leagues with blue-white control. Terminus is consistently the most busted thing blue-white control is doing. And in Modern, you should recognize what your deck is good at doing and lean into doing that thing. Gosh, these lands are sweet. They are so sweet, I'm almost not salty that my opponent is playing Tron. Almost, not quite. Still salty, but close. Alright, so what am I doing here? I think I'm just fielding them. It almost brings me pain to have to kill this power plant. So, the reason why Terminus is better is for a multitude of reasons. And I think the biggest thing that a lot of people fail to recognize with blue-white control, in my experience... Hey, Benicity, thank you. Going to be an older sub now. Can't wait to check the mailbox for the sweet prize giveaway. Awesome. I was glad some subs ended up getting them. So the biggest thing I think people fail to recognize when talking about the timing thing on Terminus is that a lot of the time you Terminus on turns 2 and turns 3. Like, you just draw it and you're like, oh, I want to sweep the board as soon as possible in this control deck. And that's just how it works, right? Like, very rarely are you not ready to, in the matchups where your sweepers are good, you often want to sweep the board as soon as possible. And Terminus can often let you sweep even before turn 4. The reason I don't want to field the tower is because this way, when my opponent spends mana reassembling Tron, they will have tapped their tower, potentially having less mana the turn they finally play out Tron. The end is nigh. Past that, Terminus has the upside of hosing various graveyard-based creature aggressive decks that are looking to leverage their graveyard to gain card advantage through. Past that some more, when you're miracling Terminus in the later game, Terminus is a card that when you sweep the board with it, it only costs you 1 mana, which means your catch-up card didn't cause you to tap out, which means you're less likely to fall behind again. Mage, you forgot that Tron players are luckers who always have the second tower. That's true too. They always have the second tower. You do always... I have 10 cards in my hand, Chip. I guess I'm playing this, and I'm gonna cast... I'm gonna begin sculpting some minds here. Nope, like an opt tier. What do I want to discard? I think it's like Blue Sun Zenith, right? Doesn't seem particularly useful at the moment. Could also snap it back if we had infinite mana later. Yep. So they're going to have Tron next turn. Dismember. Rude. Oh, they can actually kill Jace here, right? That's unfortunate. They can pump this and then shoot twice. I think we just 6 mana Terminus here, right? I don't think so. I think I need to get this Endbringer out of here. If they have a big scary that's not just like Smasher or TKS to follow up their Tron pieces, I'm probably going to be in trouble. I think it's worth taking their threats out of play here. I didn't know I was going to have an opt on top of my deck. If I already had an opt, I would have guaranteed set it up like that. Now we've got a Twitch baby, and we shall call it Geo. What's going on, Anner? Thank you and welcome back. Thanks for all the support you've given here in the last 9 months. You've sculpted Hoglandia into the nation it is today. Oh, you bish with the brand new Prime. Thank you very much and welcome. Do I hold up Cryptic or do I GM Teferi? They just didn't have anything, right? Like they could have had Tron last turn online and they just didn't. It's gonna jam my boy. I assume they didn't assemble Tron because their hand just doesn't do anything. That would be my guess. What's the SCG con donation bar for? So the SCG con donation bar, I should plug that more, is to send me to play at the SCG Invitational at the end of the year. It's in Roanoke, Virginia. It's part of the it's where the SCG Invitational takes place now. It's like December 7 through 9th, I believe. It's a standard and modern tournament. The donation bar is to both get me to the tournament as well as buy out the stream for a couple of days so we can spend time testing on stream for that tournament. Yeah. Top 8ing the Open in Indianapolis got me an invite to the tournament. So the reason why I did not attempt to put a goal up for the summer was because I had been so long since I played an Open. I wasn't qualified for that one, but I'm qualified for this upcoming one. I believe in miracles. Do. Beep beep a doo, beep a doo. Beep 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 a doo. Beep beep. Beep a doo, beep a doo. We actually, Naru at any point is lethal here, assuming they don't have a Doomblade. Yeah, we do have lethal if we draw Naru here. My favorite deck in Modern at the moment. Probably Blue-Red Tempo, the deck I top-8'd the Indie Open with. Teeks, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. No, I'm not gonna sell the deck that I'm playing at the tournament. If I'm gonna make time to go to a tournament, I'm gonna have it be with a deck that I have tested well rather than forcing myself into play something specific. My goal, if I'm going to take 5 days to go to a tournament, would be to put myself in a position to do well. Growbots. I like that. I haven't heard that name for it before. Growbots is like an A+ name. I'm going to go ahead and snap Opt here, because again, if we find Naru, we have the combo kill. What's going on, Teeks? We've got blue-white control with some pile-y additions to it. I'm not sure I understand your question, Isntoth. This technically lets me dig deeper. Just to have some standard content. Keep in mind that if standard ends up being rancid again, I am not going to be streaming a ton of it. I'm gonna give it the college best. We're gonna give it a fair shake. But if it ends up being not popular, I will simply pick. Oh, I should have hit the power plant again, right? Would I rather be attacking with creatures or playing control? I like attacking with creatures personally. Sweet. The Spatial Contortion can actually disrupt our combo. So getting them to burn that there is actually pretty sweet for us. Yeah, I agree with that, Hippity. That's like a good way to assess what's going on, right? Like we're probably winning this game regardless of if we draw the Naru. Like Teferi's ultimate is going to win us this game. So like we kind of just like have this extra thing going on in our deck that like adds this awkward deck building restraint, but doesn't actually like likely doesn't add value to the archetype. And that's something we want to keep track of. Even when we're assembling what we're looking to assemble, like, did it have a meaningful impact on what's going on? Why or why not? Like, I could attack with these colonnades here I might as well, right? Like, actually having more mana for Condescend is valuable. Like, I just have, like, this Walking Ballista and this Ghostly Flicker in my hand for some reason. But I'm otherwise just, like, winning because I'm a blue-white control deck. Alright, so this is... I'll show you how the combo works so y'all can get it. So I'm gonna Ghostly Flicker, target this, and then in response to Ghostly Flicker, I'm gonna cast Naru. Naru's gonna come into play. She's gonna copy Ghostly Flicker. Yeah, things that are factually incorrect can be removed from chat. If they're not said as questions, but as this is true, please remove them. So this copies Ghostly Flicker. And now Ghostly Flicker targets a land and Naru. Now the new Ghostly Flicker resolves, which untaps this land that it's targeting. So I mean, they can Ghost Quarter me here, but like Naru's still been targeted, so like their Ghost Quarters don't do anything. My opponent confirming in chat that this is infinite mana. This is a completely unnecessary addition to blue-white that goes infinite very slowly on Magic Online, and I love it. Yep, that's basically, that is what we've done. So target Naru, target a land. They do the drawings. Yeah, the winners from Friday's stream for the giveaways have been drawn. You can find those. I tweeted a picture of them, and I've emailed everybody that was on the list. So, opponent conceded. God bless. I told them that we were killing them with Walking Ballista, and they asked if it was in my hand, and I said yes, and they believed me. Not gonna lie to them. I've got 1,300 people that can confirm that I didn't lie to them. Alright, so Condescend and Ancestral Visions are easy outs. Clique seems kind of medium. What's the last guy? I'm gonna trim a Naru. Let's trim her. Yep. Yeah, our reveal hand function would be great mid-game. So you just be like, I have this, do you want me to click through it? Because, like, right now, the way Moto is constructed, they just, like, basically have to take my word for it. I'm gonna eat a fruit cup here real quick. Naru plus Ghostly Flicker plus any land that comes into play untapped for you generates infinite mana. And then we kill with infinite mana via Walking Ballista or Blue Sun Zenith. Also, if we don't have one of those cards in our hand, if we have a Wall of Omens in play, Ghostly Flicker allows us to draw our entire deck while we're comboing, so we can draw into the win condition. Because Blue Sun Zenith is an instant, we can also technically combo at instant speed, which is kind of sweet. How dead are we? What do we think? Just thought not seer. Deal. Infect player. Thank you. Thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, you can kind of click yourself, but remember you can't click lands out of your hand. So click is pretty likely to not find you exactly what you need. Those are 3 promo Urza lands, is what they have. So, fielding during their draw step's a very small thing, but their deck does not play that many basic waste. Usually it's just 1 or 2 copies. So, by doing it during their draw step, I'm giving them 1 more chance to have drawn their last basic waste, so this doesn't give them a land. This is not a Justin. Justin's gonna be so excited when he comes back and be like, everybody thought this was my deck. No! We picked the wrong Tron piece. No blocks. Expel or Ugin? Just an expel. God bless us, everyone. Any blue-white deck that has extra bad cards in it. I 10 out of 10 would have Pact of Negation to Ugin there to send a message. Not close. Yeah, I like that. Opponent commenting in chat that I'm the 3rd blue-white control deck they've played against this league. And I apologize for being paid to do terrible things. Alright, let's get this one out of here too. Since we're a new blocker. It wasn't Terminus, but it was close. Oh, yeah. I love me a 5-mana instant speed divination. Jace's ingenuity ain't got nothing on us, chat. Peace, GRT. Have a good evening. Or afternoon, depending on where you're at. We're gonna hop on in front of this Walking Ballista here, I think. It says, we are quickly approaching 6-mana Terminus. Extra flexibility. Put it towards SCG Con. Thank you, Gnome. If I put decimals in here, are people more likely to donate to round out the decimals? Should I stop rounding it? Oh no! My thermometer thing doesn't support decimal numbers. That's a punt. Second Walking Ballista. Joke's on you, I've got a divination. Yeah, Blue Sun's an instant speed win con for Naru. Alright, chat, we're going to 3. We're dead to Smusher. Oh, we're not dead to Smusher because we can Pact of Negation it. That's just good clean deck building right there. House of Drake with that brand new Twitch Prime. Thanks for cashing that in this way this month. Thanks for sending your Bezo bucks over here. Thanks for keeping me employed. Welcome. They got 2 cards left. Hopefully they can just run out of gas here again. Would love a timeout. I've got you. We aim to please around these parts. Cassaloo, thank you very much for the brand new Prime. Change the thermometer to cents instead of dollars. People still round it that way. How's Interonics on the? It's a new start to the week, Gnome. He finished strong last week. He's not there every week. But he's there when it counts. He's there when it counts. No. The new Ralzeric Planeswalker seems potentially interesting for Standard. I think people who are thinking that card could be see play in Modern are overestimating or don't understand what makes Planeswalkers good in Modern. Alright. Let's play my Walking Boy here. Please continue bricking and dying. Please continue bricking and dying. Please continue bricking and dying. Do 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 do. Yeah, pimped up. I actually sent a message to Streamlabs. They need to combine it. They don't combine when apparently they don't combine it when people change Twitch names. They have Ghost Quarter here. Maybe because I drew the other Colonnade, I should have attacked this turn. Yeah, I probably should have attacked this turn. Because I drew the second. It's also possible I should just leave Cryptic Command up here. Ballista itself is a pretty quick clock, right? Actually, do I have 8 mana here? So I'm going to get them to... It's possible because I have the other Colonnade I should attack, though. Because, like, they Ghost Quarter the first, but the second one gets them. Wait. Resolves. They almost got me, chat. They almost had me. I almost just like, no, wait, I like my stuff. It's like, I like my stuff. Don't take my stuff away. But GP coming up, what deck should I play? You should play the deck you enjoy playing. Do you have a particular style of deck that you enjoy playing? That would give me more range to tell you what to recommend from my site to pick out. If you like fair decks, for instance, I think Mardu Pyromancer and Green Blackrock are great choices. If you like unfair decks, I think Jeskai Ascendancy and Grishelbrand are both good choices. If you like creature aggro decks, I think like Temur Kiki and Landfall, Jeskai Thing Ascension. There's a lot of them. A lot of sweet ones. Nope. Magic Online does not involve Planeswalker points. Let's take it to activate the Seagate Wreckage here. I already have a 2-turn clock. They're dead next turn. I think Infect is fine. I think any deck that can kill in the second turn of the game is pretty reasonable. I guess it's worth noting that, like, the fact that we like had a Walking Ballista in our deck let us kill our opponent. I think Bring to Light Scape Shift, but I think it's fine. I think if you really enjoy playing that archetype, it's playable. But it's not a deck I would recommend to someone new, like, saying, like, this is a deck you should play because it's really good. I think it's, like, playable if you like it. Opponent said, GG, good games, opponent. This is just like one of kind of the tough problems with Eldrazi Tron. They don't have a ton of action in their deck. A lot of mana. 8 months of great content. Black Star Quinn, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. Thanks for re-upping for 2/3 of a year and keeping me employed again. The Blue-Black Thing deck list is not on my website. You can find the one league we played with it on the YouTube channel. One of the requirements for decks to get on my website is I have to have a minimum of 2 leagues with them in addition to liking the deck list. So I think we're probably going to play Blue-Black Thing either tomorrow or Wednesday. I need to see how many points it's at after I wrap up the stream today. But it's going to end up on there after that if the second league still feels good, I think. Mardu versus Grishelbrand. Those are like drastically different ends of the spectrum. Yeah, I agree. The 1 mana discard spells with Thing in the Ice are definitely something I want to explore more. I don't even know that Pawns is necessarily a bad matchup for us. I just hate playing against it. Is there any merit to playing Green-Black Tron? Yeah, I actually, I'm kind of partial to Mono-Green Tron just because I feel like there's enough Field of Runes in the format that you would prefer to have more basic lands in your deck. It's like Green-Black Ponza. This is a deck that Seth from Goldfish helped popularize recently. They have lots of mana. I'm getting Stone Range. Kinda. Do 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 do. Condescend looks awkward. Do 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 do. How many basics do Green Tron? So Mono Green Tron tends to play 5 basic forests. Green Black Tron usually can only fit in 2 to 3. Great. Pick your favorite. When I played Green Black Tron forever ago, we had 2 forests and a swamp. The thing that's not to like about Mono Blue Tron is the ability for it to not win games of Magic, or its inability to win games of Magic. The repeated losses. Yep, that's a good way to put it. What's not to love? Well, I love winning. So I don't know if this deck is the deck for me. I like winning. I tweeted out the usernames of the giveaway winners yesterday. If you click into my media, it was a screenshot. And then I also emailed all of the winners at the email addresses they had listed. Condescend looking much, much worse than literally any other 2-mana counterspell here with Teferi. I'm just casting this to scry 2. World's worst Serum Visions. I'm gonna go top here. Just like draw the field, cast Terminus next turn. I feel like Tron rightfully gets slotted into its own category, which is big mana. I feel like big mana is like this fringe archetype. Because I wasn't going to do anything else with my 1 mana D, and there's a non-zero chance that, like, making them pay 1 more could affect whatever spell else they want to cast that turn. Their deck's got a lot of scaries in it. If they just keep spinning their tires for a little bit, our Teferi can possibly take over here, but that deck's okay. I might actually throw it on the website under the meme section. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and transmute this for Pact of Negation, which actually gives us a lot of insurance. I actually kind of like the cute Tolaria West package in this deck. It's kind of adorable. I could have gotten Ballista. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to beat this Garruk Wildspeaker with the cards that I have. Like, I have the Celestial Colonnade. Like, I'm not super worried about, like, the Garruk Wildspeaker beating us. That's annoying. Not the end of the world, though. I'm going to go ahead and path this beast. Keep my Teferi high. Yeah, if we can keep the board clean of anything obnoxious, Teferi just like takes over the game very slowly. And again, like, this is another example of, like, I have Narus and Ghostly Flickers in my deck right now, and those cards aren't going to be particularly good to draw, right? Like, they're just like, I just have, like, these awkward cards in my control deck. I'm killing the Urborg not because I care about it, but because it makes tapping my lands annoying. Would like to block with my Celestial Colonnade. They must have drawn a Fatal Push here, right? Too ballsy with that brand new Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine here. Now, if they push, I'm just going to path. The Pact is way better insurance than a Fatal Push. Like, they've got like Deathclouds and crap in their deck. Ooh. Alright, well. I mean, we've drawn a Naru instead of a good card here. Big mana does tell me about what a deck does. Big mana means that the deck is going to be getting mana faster than an average deck would obtain mana, and it's going to be playing large creatures with that mana afterwards. I feel like big mana is actually moderately descriptive. Condescend, pretty awful. They understood the game was over. I'm going to bring Clique in. This doesn't have flying, right? No, I'm going to bring Clique in to pressure their Planeswalkers a little bit. It's possible Echoing Truth should come in here. Again, I think Echoing Truth in the sideboard is really silly in a blue-white deck. Should probably just be like Detention Sphere. So, all ramp decks are considered big mana decks, but not all big mana decks are ramp decks. So, if that makes sense as an example, Tron is a deck that is a big mana deck, but it's not a ramp deck. right? Like, it's a deck that's like has a lot of mana and plays big things, but it doesn't play lands faster to get there. I think I'm gonna keep this. I've got 3 lands and some cantrips to find more in case they're stone raining us. I don't know. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a bunch of different people that like have different definitions of these words. It's not like we have an official magic dictionary that defines the turn ramp and big mana, but in my mind, that's the difference. And I'm sure there are plenty of other people out there that they use those words differently to imply different things, and more power to them. Blue-white control is an archetype that people love. And as a man of the people, as a man of the people's wallets demand a lot of blue-white control. And honestly, I don't really mind blue-white control so much as, like, this style of deck, if I'm being upfront and honest, this is not a deck I probably would have accepted as a base $10 donation. And my gut, looking at this deck list, would say to me, this looks like we took traditional blue-white control and we shoved some awkward cards into it. And so far, that's kind of how it's playing out. The matches we're winning with this deck, we're winning because we're a blue-white control deck, and we're like, happen to be winning in spite of the fact that we have all these awkward cards in our deck. Tireless Tracker. Rude. I guess I should do this after, right? Because I could hit Terminus. I'm going to keep that Jace, though. I agree Spell Pierce in a control deck is pretty medium. I definitely think we had Spell Pierce in the sideboard. I should bring it in here. Alright, I'm old and fat and getting kind of tired, so let's sit down again. Yeah, cheesy. But basically, any other threat would have been good where Ballista was good against Eldrazi. I'm probably verdicting just to kill this tracker here. This card's just gonna, like, run away with the game otherwise, drawing cards. No, Jace Bounce doesn't prevent them from drawing more cards if they have more lands. I want to actually get rid of the tracker. That's a big gal. This card kills us very quickly. Oh, they picked tracker back up. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I can't even play Jace here because this makes 5/5s. Any deck that can control the game long enough to cast a 5-mana spell can win with any 5-mana spell. That's a very succinct description. I like that description. And that's pretty apt in Modern. Like, most cards that are standard playable, like, if they cost 5+ mana, they're gonna be fine in Modern if you can live long enough to cast them. And, like, sure, there's going to be varying ones that are more optimal in different situations than other, but for the most part, just, like, any of them are good enough. I'm going to go ahead and path this Tireless Tracker now, so that way they don't have a chance to draw a land and play it and generate more clues. Now I have to, like, find a way to not have this Jace die, which sucks, but it's not impossible. I mean, honestly, as far as control finishers go, Ochitai is, like, okay, right? Like, it's a card that you can, what's that I'm searching for? You can have it survive. That's so good for us. Gosh, that's good for us. It's a card that can help you play defense, too, because people can't attack it. So I get to path a land this turn. And if they don't give me something that I want to Terminus, I can fetch the Terminus away. And then I can fire up the Celestial Colonnade and kill Nissa. I did have the land, didn't I? Yeah, maybe that was better. I got so tunnel visioned on attacking the Jace that maybe I didn't reassess when I drew the Flooded Strand. It ended up working out really well for us here, but yeah, you're right. I probably should have used the Colonnade to pressure the Nissa of the Stern. Did I hear Ojutai's name get called? Ojutai! Ojutai, where? So they have 3 cards in hand here. This could have really backfired on us if they'd have drawn a discard spell. Yeah, I definitely should have shipped Colonnade into Nissa last turn. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch away this Spell Pierce and this Terminus on top of my deck. Oh, it's not bad. Huh. They have Fatal Push. I'm gonna be very sad. Yep. Super punished for not killing the Nissa 2 turns ago. Why would I path the elf? What is pathing the elf accomplish me? Why is that good? Blue Sun Zenith is in the deck because Blue Sun Zenith can target our opponent because this deck has an infinite combo shoved into it to generate infinite mana. So that makes Blue Sun Zenith a win condition. To make them draw their entire deck. We're pretty dead at this point. Maybe I should have gotten Pact of Negation. Very possible I should have gotten Pact of Negation. Definitely should have attacked the turn prior with the Colonnade when I played the Jace and the window was clear. Love to play first. Yeah, this hand seems fine. Probably gonna lean on Basic Island here because they have both Utopia Sprawl and a bunch of 1-mana discard spells, so Spell Pierce on the play is like pretty decent. I mean, when we're getting attacked for 6, killing a 1/1 doesn't really stem the bleeding. It's like having your leg cut off and putting a band-aid over where the bottom part is missing. It's like, sure, the band-aid's kind of soaking up blood, but it's not really accomplishing anything. Tis but a flesh wound. Remember, and I think that's one of the things that like Magic players do incorrectly a lot of the time is just because you can take a game action doesn't mean you should take a game action. All of your game actions should be culminating into an actual plan of how are these game actions going to connect together to allow me to win the game. So like how does this Arbor Elf matter in either preventing me from winning the game or causing me to lose, etc. And ultimately, in the position we were at, Arbor Elf didn't contribute anything meaningful to my opponent's game plan. So, like, casting a Path to Exile on it when I can't do it, when it doesn't accomplish anything, doesn't really forward my game plan or hinder the opponent's. Please be a Planeswalker. Please be a Planeswalker. Please be a Planeswalker. Oh, yeah! And there were people trash talking the Spell Pierces. Get him. Get him. Tempo. Tempo. Leroy Jenkins. Whew. Give me a 5-mana Nissa next turn. Give me a 5-mana Nissa next turn. Give me a 5-mana Nissa. Give it to me, baby. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And here we were, trash talking the Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is a hard-working removal spell. I'm so mad about this Spell Pierce. Got him twice. Welcome to Thunderdome. These are my cards. My cards are mediocre. Alright, I'm going to Path to Exile my Wall of Omens here, because if we rip a... Actually, how do we feel about Path both walls? Untap, smash with Colonnade. Yeah, I'm going to just cast double Rampant Growth here. They only have a forest up. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. Am I still reading my Reddit post comments? Yeah, I mean if they're tagged to me. Looks like I've got one in there. Kitchen Finks. Oh no. Oh no, why would you leave in a card that gains 2 health, opponent? Good thing I drew my 3rd Path to Exile. So we can continue being a tempo beatdown deck. JK, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Quickly, begin sculpting of the minds, chat. Begin the sculpting of the minds. No, I think the odds of them having a Fatal Push are pretty high here. Yes! You're a wizard, Harry. Listen, I didn't articulate that I wanted to play around Fatal Push, but I definitely think it's worth playing around Fatal Push there. You know what this card is not? Do you know what this card is not? It is not Ghost Quarter. Things this card is not. Ghost Quarter. Things this card is not. Ghost Quarter. In case anybody was wondering, if there was a card, if you're wondering what card this wasn't, Ghost Quarter is what it's not. So this technically gives them an untapped black source to cast a second Fatal Push with here, but I also just like don't want to draw Terminus or a second Colonnade. Alright, I think at this point I'm supposed to try and kill them. If they have another push, they have another push. If only we had a Spell Pierce, right? Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. That's all I need, chat. All I need is a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Yeah, Field of Ruin is a absurdly well-designed card. It is a card that does what people often would say Blood Moon does. It's a card that actually punishes people for being greedy. Are you dead, Jit? Scale of 1 to dead, where are we at here? Alright. And again, we kind of just won that match because... we were playing blue-white control. again, one of the things we kind of focus and stress on when we talk about building decks and like examining decks and trying to improve things on this stream is you always want to be asking yourself, what is this change I want to make do? How does it solve a problem that this deck has? And I think adding Naru plus Ghostly Flicker to generate infinite mana, as someone who's played, you know, a couple dozen matches with blue-white control, I'm failing to envision some problem this archetype has that, like, jamming these cards in here actually works to solve. Yeah, I assume they conceded because they were dead to Colonnade. I mean, it kind of gives you an I win the game button. The cost of this I win the game button, and for starters, it gives you an I win the game button by adding a combo that dies to Lightning Bolt to your deck. In a deck that one of the advantages of playing this archetype is supposed to be that your deck is resistant to Lightning Bolt and removal spells and stuff like that. It's like you've added a vulnerability that the archetype doesn't normally have. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to Cheerios today. This is a Celestial Colonnade mirror. We're gonna sit down and slug it out. The Spell Pierces were really good, Spellweaver. So the other problem, and this is just my experience. Maybe, you know, if you've experienced something different, you know, more power to you. In my experience playing a lot of Modern, whenever I have a transitional sideboard plan where I'm like, people should cut removal against me so I can board in creatures, people just never cut removal against me. The number of times I'm playing a deck like this and there's, you know, Fatal Pushes or Lightning Bolts or Path to Exiles or whatever, God, they have Search and Ancestral. Alright, you have a search for Azcanta. I would like to attempt to sculpt your mind. Do you have a main deck negate or a mana leak? You do not. God bless us, everyone. For the people out there that are thinking, but Jeff, why don't you just Fate Seal them out of the game? I say to you, kind people at home, do you know how many times you have to Fate Seal someone to win the game? That's a lot of cards you have to skip drawing. As a connoisseur of drawing Magic the Gathering cards, I prefer to brainstorm. I was hoping for Spell Pierce from the opponent. You're a monster. Can you believe that Wizards of the Coast unbanned Jace the Mind Sculptor? All the format is Jace the Mind Sculptor mirrors, chat. Jace, better than all, right? All this format is, I have a Jace, and you have a Jace, and I have a Jace, and you have a Jace. Everybody gets the Jaces. All right, let's fetch Chuck. Let's play T-Dog here. All right, T-Dog, what are we doing? Do we get him? Do we tuck the Jace? I think we want to tuck Jace in for night. Yeah. Tuck him in. Wrap that blanket real tight around him. Leave the horse head in his bed, Teferi. Send him a message. We're coming for him. The Stoneforge Mystic emote turned out really well. I am happy with that one. Oh no! And everybody's Jace. Oh my god! We won! We won! We won with the combo! We won with the combo! Woo! Magic! We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! Look, we won a game because we have the combo in our deck. We won the game because we have a combo in our deck. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! So this is the combo. So we're going to float a couple of manas here. We're going to let Teferi untap our lands. Now stop it, chat. We've won the game. So I'm gonna float. I'm gonna hold control. Ghostly Flicker, target these two. Now, with Ghostly Flicker on the stack, we cast Naru. So this generates infinite mana. And then once we generate infinite mana, we will deck our opponent with Blue Sun's. So I'm gonna be here for a hot second, but I would like chat to know that our opponent has lost the game. I want you to be aware. Why won't it let me? Oh, I gotta click on the island. Wait, what? All right, I don't know what's happening. All right, so I'm gonna float a mana here. So click here, click here. Weird. I don't know why I had an issue there for half a second, but normally this is all you have to do. So the problem is they have to trust me to not have Blue Sun Zenith. So the other person trusted us, which was very surprising. This is much easier to do in paper. That being said, this isn't that bad, right? Like I've definitely done. Only need to generate 47 mana. That is correct. 1200 is a little above my average. Mondays are usually pretty good for viewer numbers. This is gonna take a hot second. Do you think our opponent's ever gonna tap out again against us? Or did we put the fear of Splinter Twin in them? I think we put the fear of Splinter Twin in them. Opponent asked me what my win con is. I said Blue Sun. Deterministic loop, what, on Magic Online, right? God bless you, opponent. God bless you. I was actually gonna suggest they fire up the stream. If they were gonna be like, well, maybe I was like, you should turn my stream on really quick. No, seriously, get in here. All right. The reveal hand button is only for the end of the game. So again, you know, fair is fair. We've been talking about how a lot of the time when we've been winning, we haven't needed the combo, and maybe we could have won that game without the combo, but it certainly made it easier. Do I want to bring in Rest in Peace? We have just like cards that aren't very good. I'm gonna bring in 2 Rips. We only have 1 Snap. They probably have more than that. Yeah, I think a reveal hand function would be useful on Magic Online for moments like that. Turn, we have 1 copy of Ancestral Visions in our deck, and it's in our opening hand, just like we drew it up, chat. Just like we drew it up. Reveal handfuck should be great for people playing Tron, right? It's like, all right, I've got Tron. I'm just gonna sit here with my hand face up. You concede whenever you want. These are my giant monsters. I mean, like, you could bury it and put a prompt on it, Drew. Like, you could put it in the right-click menu here and have a thing that says, did you really want to reveal your hand? Yes, no. Remember, too, Ender, if you don't have a unique idea that you personally are interested in seeing played, you can always scroll through the decks already in the queue, and tier 3 subs can bump something already there by 40 points. So you can add a new deck with 30 or bump an existing deck by 40. Crystal Brand is always a great choice. Ain't that the truth? I'm gonna bottom this. We really just need a land. I keep Jace. He's better than all, Chad. I can't bottom Jace. He sculpts your mind. Please, subs, protect us from Hallowed Fountain decks. Yeah, I think I just let this happen. And then I can Condescend a 4-mana spell on their turn, or I can do Snap Opt of my own. Jace is a deck that plays Hallowed Fountain, but it's not a Hallowed Fountain deck. If that makes sense. Chipotle delivers now? What? I can add Chipotle to the list of websites that deliver me food during long streams? Now you want, don't you always want Chipotle? As someone who always wants Chipotle, Particulate, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, my opponent. Do 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 do. Yeah, Panera and Jimmy John's are my go-to for ordering online. I have both of those that deliver to my home. Should have kept the Spell Pierce, chat. Spell Pierce, the real MVP. Chipotle, I believe Chipotle is classified as like Tex-Mex. It's like Americanized, like burritos and stuff like that. It's like, it's just reasonable food. It's like, it's not absurd, but it's like reasonable food for the price you pay for it. For the amount of money you pay, what you're getting is very good. Mr. B, what's my Chipotle order? White rice, no beans, fajita veggies, mild salsa, corn salsa, cheese, extra guac, extra cheese on top of my guac. Sour cream? Did I say sour cream? I think I said sour cream. Negate. Oust. Huh. Huh. Sometimes I get more cheese on the side because Declan really likes Chipotle's cheese, so I get a cheese cup on the side for him. Their chips are good. Their chips are good. And Chipotle, unlike a lot of places, they give you value while you're a vegetarian. A lot of places will, like, take the meat off of something for you, but then, like, still charge you the same price as if it had meat on it. Chipotle gives you free guac. And guac's way more valuable than meat. I mean, that just seems smart, Jay Shepard. You know, diversify your interests. What about the fake meats there? I'm not a big fan of their tofu, whatever it's called, the sofritas, I think they call them. Not a huge fan of them personally. Would love a land. Second click here. We need to pressure this Teferi, right? So if I end step click and then I guess they have Field of Ruin here to take me off this Colonnade. So if they have a counter for this click and then get to I can imagine you need more ideas for Cheerios, but if we run Jeskai Colors Faithless Looting makes an interesting addition. The build we have actually has Rugged Prairie in it. Yep. Yeah, EOT Field or Field doesn't accomplish what we want it to do. I think we're dead. Yeah, we are. We are pretty dead. The game's not over, but it's over, right? I'm gonna take Cheerios off the title for today. We've been going for almost 8 hours here, and we've got this match and one more, so I'm gonna be done after this league, I think. Thanks everyone for hanging out today, by the way. Hey, appreciate it. Hope everyone's having a great Labor Day in the United States or a great Monday everywhere else. We've had over 1,000 people host today, which is awesome. Remember, if you're enjoying my stuff and you want to see more of it after I'm done here today, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Jeff Hoagland. They just want you to get chips. They just want you to get chips. When is the next planned Owling Mine stream? I have a very simple system here on stream. I play the decks people send me money to play. So, if you would like to see Howling Mine, you are welcome to add it to the queue. I pretty much just play the queue from the top down. I wonder if we could get them just like being a bad tempo deck here. Yeah, Howling Mine's a fine $10 donation. I would love getting Path to Exiled. Thank you. I think trying to make something like Commander competitive doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think Commander is successful because it's a mostly casual format. It's probably most successful if you leave it that way. It's a good donation for Tron. $10. Tron's a good deck. I don't mind playing Tron. Tron is both powerful and it's fun to be the bad guy on occasion. Let's be honest. If you've never played Tron and you hate playing against Tron, you should make a point to play Tron at some point. Because being the bad guy can be a lot of fun. What do you think of main deck Damping Sphere and Owling Mine? That sounds loose. Let's say loose. I'm going to go with loose. Battle of Wits is pretty non-functional on Magic Online. A well-built Battle of Wits deck, in my opinion, should have a lot of search effects in it, and searching a 200-plus card library on Magic Online makes the program very unhappy. Who's the bad guy in Ad Nauseam versus Tron? Definitely Tron. Ad Nauseam's like almost a fringe deck at this point, honestly. I'm kind of surprised they hadn't played a Celestial Colonnade or Field of Ruin out here. Feels like not doing that's a pretty big mistake. Ad Nauseam is, yeah, like I said, basically a fringe deck at this point. Bye, friend. They have Logic Knot and Mana Leak in hand here, which probably means I'm going to get to end step Vendilion Clique with Cryptic Command and then untap and Teferi, which would be nice. I'm not a big fan of Jund currently. I think red doesn't add anything meaningful to the Jund colors. Or I can do this now while they don't have a counterspell up. Actually, I'm going to let this happen and then let them have a counterspell up here because I have this Cryptic Command, so that way I can fight at the end of turn here. How much on top of the Hallowed Fountain for you to change into the costume for the league? And I've done worse things for $100. Proud to be fringe at Dazium Philly. Mana Leak Logic Knot. I think I just let them keep these, right? I feel like I'm pretty confident that we just like say, yeah, you can keep those. I'm gonna beat you to death with this Vendilion Clique here. And they chose not to play out the Field of Ruin again here. So I get to just like fire up this Colonnade. I mean, I guess they can block, sure. But like now if they want to block, they have to trade Colonnades. Cryptic bounce their Colonnades an interesting idea. I could see that being reasonable. It like forces them to use mana, especially since they neglected to play out their thing. For the Howling Mine list, sounds good, will do. Thank you for the support. Yep. Damping Sphere slows down ad nauseum. I wouldn't say that it beats it outright. Sounds like my wife and the kids are home, so this will definitely be my last league. This is game 3 of the 4th match. Then we'll have one more before we wrap up. Honestly, this Cryptic plus this Spell Pierce, we might just like run the distance with this Vendilion Clique. Naru's like also not particularly bad here, right? Just like another 3/3. Howling Mine would be better. Maybe? Naru does pump click. You're not wrong. Are we getting Logic Knotted here for a bunch, or they have a Cryptic Command? Feels like Logic Knot. We're gonna have a moment of loud here, potentially. So can't replay this just yet. That's a good draw. It turns their Logic Knot off. Hello, oldest son. Is that a new train? You want to show your new train to the internet? You want to show them your new train? Look at our fancy new train, internet. Pretty cool. Alright, so they have Mana Leak, Logic Knot, Field of Ruin as their last 3 cards here. I think I'm supposed to play Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Just like get him going. It's okay, Jacob. Pick him up. Hello, Declan. Oh, what'd you get?
It's a blast with ninja stars.
It's got ninja stars. All right, so they hit Colonnade there. Someone asked any consideration of Fate Sealing there. Potentially. So we know they have Logic Knot, Field of Runes. They're only 2 cards in hand. SCG Con is where the SCG Invitational takes place twice a year in Roanoke, Virginia. So, do I want to brainstorm with Jace? I have this Cryptic Command to like tempo this Colonnade if they try and pressure my Jace. So I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna brainstorm here. This is non-land, right? So it's like not particularly good for us. Blue Sun Zenith also seems clunky here for the time being. Koo Cosmic, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could play the Teferi and Cryptic Command their Logic Knot, but then Jace is gonna eat it to the Celestial Colonnade. So I think I'd prefer not to do that. Look at that. We'll cover all the questions in that one there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bounce this Colonnade, draw a card. If they drew another counterspell here, I could be in trouble potentially. If they like Logic Knot this plus do something else. Redrawing the Blue Sun Zenith, not bad here either. And then now I get to force not only Vendilion Clique through, but also Teferi through next turn. Yep, yeah, they already played a land, so we've got that going for us. I get to Spell Pierce the crap out of this Logic Knot. And they're at 5, so like we got them just like covered on a lot of axes here. Yeah. So Naru plus Ghostly Flicker generates infinite mana. We actually won game 1 in this mirror by what's it called? By whatever, sunning them to death. Blue sunning them. Oust. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. I think we're gonna kill them with this this Vendilion Clique. Most likely. Username Mad Scientist appreciates wacky combo kill. Checks out. And this Ghostly Flicker is just like bad divination on this board, which is like still fine, right? Peace, Sandman. Have a good. We're almost done here. We're gonna finish this match looking like a win, which will actually put us to 3-1, and we've got one more to wrap the day up. I don't think I really care about the Flicker. Any place for Thing Ascensionite is Faithless Looting, better than Thought Scour, because I think in general, like I hate saying things like strictly better, strictly worse, but I think in general it's better than Thought Scour, yeah. Yeah, this provides protection for my click for something like Past Exile here. Always use protection, chat. Otherwise, you end up with Declan. A Vendilion Clique of their own, sure. I didn't say ending up with Declan was a bad thing. I was just stating a fact that Declan is a result of not using protection. It's just factually correct, okay? It's factually correct. All right, so they're dead. Tuck Vendilion Clique in, good night. Mirror with the 3-month resub. Opponent said good games opponent. What a weird set of games. Yeah, Tinker, actually, that's one of the decks that really kind of ticked with me. And that one, I think my 3... Okay, so as of right now, if we hit that donation goal, the 4 modern decks I would probably work to narrow down from for which deck I wanted to play at SCGCon would probably be the 4-color Geist deck, blue-black Thing, Grixis Delver, and blue-red Tempo. While we're waiting for the last match in this league to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Everyone's having a great Labor Day wherever you're at. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer, memer, magic, content producer, whatever you want to call me here on Twitch. I'm here 30+ hours a week. If you want to help keep me here day in and day out, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm here playing Magic because I love doing it, but my subscribers are the people that keep me here as often as I am. I wouldn't be here nearly as often without their wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders with them. BCW will love to help you protect some of your very expensive gaming gear that I'm sure most of us Magic players have. You can save 10% on your orders of sleeves, deck boxes, and all sorts of other great stuff at bcwsupplies.com. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using my link, bit.ly/Google Honey, you'll be supporting my content here at absolutely no cost to yourself. What Honey does is when you're shopping online, it searches automatically for some coupon codes. And if it can save you money, it offers to do so. And if it can't, it leaves you completely alone. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 3 months now, and we really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new foam mattress with them by checking out links bit.ly/HugelBedUS and bit.ly/HugelBedCA. Entombed Euphoria with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thanks for sending your Bezo bucks this way this month. I do appreciate that. Yeah, BCW is a new sponsor as of this month. They started over the weekend. Thanks for answering all my questions. You helped me get back into Magic after such a long break. Thank you, Hello Kitty. I appreciate the support. Any bits unclaimed that are just donated or cheered, or ones that are indicated for SCGCon will help fill up that thermometer there on the sides. Thanks for helping send me to SCGCon. If we hit a second land here, we could maybe... This hand has double Terminus in it, which I'm now just realizing, but it's probably better than going to 5. It's probably better than going to 5. 3 Field of Root is an easy keep. It's something. Botanical Sanctum Noblehire. Could be a few different things. Exactly, right? Like, why even put an extra AV in your deck? The people playing more than one are just doing it wrong, really. Any particular reason you would rather narrow it down from those decks rather than start with more proven modern decks? Those deck lists play Magic in a style that I enjoy playing. And even though I want to give myself a good chance to do well at a tournament, ultimately, even when I'm doing my best to be competitive, Magic is a game I play for fun. So if I'm not having fun, I'd rather just not go to a tournament. It's the same reason why when I play on stream, if I'm not having fun playing a given match of Magic, we just concede and move on, right? Hey, I am Rapier guy and not Longsword guy. I need to... Magic is an intellectual game for me. It's about... I need a game to scratch... I need it to scratch that itch. I need it to make me feel smart while I'm playing. And those decks do that the best for me. I found some unclaimed bits lying around. Better put these towards the Lantern League fund. Stop it. We're not playing Lantern. Thank you. Thank you, Lost Largoif. I appreciate it. Das Coco. I think we're dead, chat. I think we're dead. That AV draws us 3-dot lands every time. I see someone's watched this stream before. You've been a part of it. Terminus is no longer an out because of Mausoleum Wanderer here. And this is another matchup where having this super clunky nonsense in our deck really isn't an upside. This is a matchup where being kind of efficient is most important. And these cards are really not going to allow us to be efficient. Wall of Omens is pretty bad. Just going to try and board into like blue-white mid-range here. It is fun to be the bad guy sometimes. When I play sometimes, I mean like for a league here and there. I don't really like showing up to a tournament for an entire weekend and play it. To play something like that. Because you will never lose a game because you mulligan to 5 if you always keep 6 or 7. Just bought into Blue-Red Temp 1 Moto and went against Tron twice in the league. Keep up the great content. What's going on, Captain Obvious? If you feel like you want to dumpster Tron a little bit more, Ceremonious Rejection is an okay addition to the sideboard. That card's pretty good against... pretty good against... What was I going to say? Pretty good against KCI and the new Hardened Scales deck as well. We played a blue-black thing in the ice deck on stream recently that felt really good. I think we're going to run that back either tomorrow or Wednesday with updates. I have to do all the totals from bits and donations after the stream and see where everything ends up in the queue. I don't think I've ever said no to, do you want to dumpster Tron more? Yep. Ain't that the God's honest truth? Do you want to dumpster Tron? Yep, nope, say no more. Yes is the answer. Please. Please, for the love of God, let me dumpster Tron. Honestly, so new players, especially people that are new to Magic, often ask me like, what's the best way to pick a deck that you want to play in Modern? Because there's so many decks to pick from, right? Honestly, I think the best way to pick a deck in Modern is to figure out which decks you hate losing to, and then build decks that dumpster those ones. No joke. Just like figure out which decks really tilt you off the face of the planet when they do their thing and you lose to them, and then be like, all right, where's the Venn diagram of decks that overlap beating these things I hate losing to? The blue-black thing deck list is something we've only played once in the past. You can find the video where we played it last week, I think, on my YouTube channel. Once we play it a second time, if it still seems sweet the second time we play it, I will likely add it to my website. Just gonna go ahead and get my mana in and Condescend here. Rattle Chains also like gives them a lot of extra little tricks, so this is reasonable. This card's been really bad. And I mean like really, really bad. Like we keep drawing this, like I'm super excited to cash this in as a 2-mana counter here because we keep drawing this Condescend, and like if this was any other 2-mana counter, we'd be happy. That's definitely things that feel bad. Rude. I actually think Lava Man's really good. There's definitely a subset of matches where Lava Man is not good. And like if your local game store doesn't have a lot of those decks, you could certainly board Lava Man. Soulscar Mage, we had one really good run, and we had one kind of lackluster run, but I just haven't played enough games to know if it's good or not. Honestly, I could see a world where it's correct to play, like, 2 copies of it, but I would definitely need more games with it. Like, if we hit the donation goal, that's one of the things we're definitely going to be working to figure out with the blue-red deck. Like, is Soulscar Mage a worthwhile addition? I think there's just a ton of decks in the format that Lava Man is absurd against. Like, case in point, there's just, especially with Snapcaster too, like, part of the reason I did so well at the Open and Indie is I got paired into so many decks that just could never beat Grim Lavamancer or Snapcaster. Grixis Delver is not a deck list that's on my website. That's another one that we've only played once, that once we play it a second time, it will probably get added. All of 100% of the things that I play here on stream end up on my YouTube channel. So if you're ever looking for something that we've only played once and you're like, where can I find this? YouTube is basically always the answer. It's a miracle. Do 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 do. Pew pew. Beep a doo. Beep a doo. Small mistake here on my opponent's part. I guess they could maybe want the Wanderer in their deck, but they probably should have made me pay 1 more to cast that. Yeah, I honestly would be surprised if 0 Soulscar Mage ended up feeling correct, but I think 4 might be overkill. Like getting up to 8 1-drops is probably reasonable. Do you remember the name of the deck I played with Coiling Oracle and Strangler Guys? Yeah, Team Urkiki Evolution. We played that deck a bunch. That one's on my website. Probably Stoneforge Mystic. I think Stoneforge Mystic would help more decks that are kind of bad than Birthing Pod would. Creature Toolbox decks have kind of a good selection of cards that are like, okay. So, actually, I'm going to use Naru as a fork here. I'm just going to do this while they're tapped out. Yeah, Company kind of filled in where Pod was for a long time. So I get to cantrip my 3/3 here. Check out our options here real quick. I think Esper Shadow could be good in Modern. Maybe. There's actually an Esper Shadow deck that's like fairly close to the top of the queue. We'll likely get to it this week. We would have gotten to it last week, but we had that absurd flurry of donations on Friday. Not that I'm complaining.
What up, Hooglandia?
I did not mute you. That would have been rude.
Yo, yo, yo!
Yes. Oh, waifu.
They love me.
They love you. It's hard not to love you, to be fair. Did you figure out what your emote is going to be yet?
No.
You should ask.
Chat, I get my very own emote.
Chipotle delivers now.
I'm not paying for delivery Chipotle.
I mean, you might not pay for delivery Chipotle, but I'm damn well going to pay for delivery Chipotle at some point. Okay? And by me, I mean chat out there is going to pay for a lot of delivery Chipotle. Because chat loves me. They'll deliver me Chipotle.
This morning I was #1 on the bit donation thing.
You've been pushed. Delivery is free if it's over $10. Don't you lie to me.
Guess you're getting chips and drink.
Don't you lie to me. That can't possibly be true.
We have a version of Uber Eats. It's called Mr. Delivery, and it's really expensive.
It's oh, for a limited time only. All right, well, I'm gonna have to get in on the limited time part. All right, so let's do a wrap up here, and then we'll be done for the day. Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Can I wrap up?
Sure.
Let me wrap up for you.
Sure.
So, basically we suck, and everything we play sucks.
I cash the league thing. I don't know about you and everything you do, but we 3-2'd because it was a modern deck.
Basically, the cards played themselves, and we got lucky.
That's probably more accurate. All right, so the main thing we're doing here, we took a mostly traditional blue-white control shell, and we shoved Ghostly Flicker plus Naru, along with a Walking Ballista and a Blue Sun Zenith into the deck. It's win conditions, because Ghostly Flicker plus Naru generates infinite mana. And we won one game that we kind of stole. They are going to be fair. Declan is already sassy. We stole one game in the mirror with the Naru combo that we wouldn't have won otherwise in the back of Blue Sun Zenith, but honestly, it was awkward more than it wasn't. If you're looking to do something kind of adorable in blue-white control, this seems like a fine, adorable thing to be doing, but I definitely think this is just worse than playing traditional blue-white control, believe it or not. All right, so that's going to be it for me for today, folks. We are going for a little over 8 hours. Remember, you can check out my YouTube channel. I'm going to publish a ton of new videos there. If you're new to Hoaglandia in general, jeffhoagland.com/decklist. You can find a ton of my content on there sorted by deck in wonderful playlists with my current preferred deck list. Zenith lets you combo at instant speed, which actually was relevant to the control match that we played. And then, yeah, that's it. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Monday is the only day that's all memes, so we'll probably play some of them real modern decks tomorrow. So I'll catch all y'all around in the morning. And thank you everyone that stuck through it. Over 1,000 people even at the end here. So everybody have a good night.